What is the 49ers' biggest strength right now? I think it's a hard question to answer. Is it their run game?
No,
is it their defense?
Not right now.
No.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
Their biggest strength. I'm gonna have to say it's their ability to make plays on offense. We were just talking about I just said Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't need to be a top 10 or a top 12 quarterback. Well, the reason why he doesn't need to be is because he has George Kittle at tight end. We've all seen what Brandon Ayuk could do. Deebo Samuel, Raheem Mostert seems to be coming back, if not Sunday, the week after. So they have a ton of playmakers, and that's their biggest strength is Jimmy G could really throw the ball on a 5-yard slant, and Deebo Samuel take it to the house. Brandon Ayuk jump over 5 guys, take it to the house, and George Kittle throw down 5 different players from their face. So I think that's their biggest strength is Jimmy G does not need to be a top 12 quarterback to win a Super Bowl. That's it.
Yeah.
I like Leo touching on the offensive side. I'm going to go ahead and move over to the defensive side of the ball. I think the defensive line is the greatest strength just because you already have lost Nick Bosa. You already have lost Dee Ford. And the defensive line continues to do a solid job. They look good for the most part as a run defense. The pass rush is getting pressure fairly consistently. They're just not necessarily finishing with sacks. And I think the biggest difference between the first 4 games of last year's defense and the first 4 games of this year's defense is just that they haven't been able to generate as many turnovers and generate as many sacks. But I like the defensive line. They're a strength. And even if you lose a guy or two, they're going to continue to be strong. And they've been able to prove that. And we haven't even really seen guys like Kevin Givens and Contavious Street get a lot of reps. And when they are in there, they look good as well.
Dang, Emma 1999 really liked your answer, Nick. Good job. All right, Maverick, you're up.
I saw she asked if you have Instagram, Nick, so throw that in the comments.
Maverick, you're up.
Yeah, so I would go with their playoff experience and depth overall is that they've weathered the storm for the most part being 2-2. I think that's like you were touching on, just being at this point with all those injuries, that's good. And then just if they can get to that playoff moment, they have a lot of guys that have experience, that they have a quarterback that has won a couple playoff games. They have George Kittle who can take over a game. They have a lot of experienced players, and I think that's huge, especially for this season.
Yeah, I think it's their depth. I mean, if they didn't have this legendary, it's their depth and their ability to develop players in their system. I mean, if they couldn't do that, they might be 0-4 right now. I mean, if they could have lost to the Jets. They won that game against the Jets because a lot of backups stepped up and played well. And it's just the Jets, but still. And then they went in the next week and beat a professional team with a JV squad. That's still impressive, even though it's just the Giants. I think the Niners have had such bad luck that it's kind of like a miracle that they're not 0-4 right now. Other teams, the Raiders, the Cardinals, if they're losing 3 guys a game and it's their best player, Nick Bosa, you don't recover from that. So I still think the Niners are impressive how they've hung tough. Now, they just did lose their backup quarterback. He's done. But still, they got C.J. Beathard. They got Jimmy coming back. And when Mostert comes back, it's just like they're 3 deep at every position so they can overcome bad luck that most other teams can't. Is that a cop-out answer, the depth? You thought I was going to go with like a position group, right? In your face. In your face.